Hey there, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm your name, and this is where we dive deep into the stories behind some of the most iconic moments in sports history, the legends who made their marks, and the unforgettable events that shook the world of sports. But here's the twist, we don't just look at the wins, the championships, and the high-flying dunks. We go beyond that, unraveling the shocking truths, the untold stories, and the hidden details that you won't find anywhere else. Whether it's a franchise's rise and fall, the behind-the-scenes drama, or the shocking decisions that changed the course of sports, we bring you the full story, unfiltered and uncut. No hype, just the raw facts, deep dives, and true narratives you won't find in the headlines. And now, I know there are a lot of sports channels out there, but here, we're not just rehashing what you already know. We're about asking the tough questions, digging deeper, and telling the stories that haven't been fully explored. From the dramatic ups and downs of your favorite teams, to the controversies, the near misses, and the jaw-dropping what-ifs, we're covering it all. And hey, I want this to be a place where you can join in on the conversation too. This channel is about building a community of passionate fans who don't just love sports, but who want to understand the bigger picture and the stories behind it all. So, if you enjoy exploring the untold stories, debating the crazy what could have been moments, and just geeking out about everything sports, this is the place for you. So, if that sounds like your kind of thing, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and don't forget to turn on the bell so you never miss a new video. I'm excited to have you along for this journey, and I promise, you're in for a ride. Segment 1, The Rise of the SuperSonics segment. The year was 1967, and the NBA was expanding. Seattle, known for its innovative spirit, was granted a franchise and the SuperSonics were born. The name reflected Seattle's aerospace legacy, symbolizing the power and ambition of the city. In the early years, the Sonics had a tough start, but by the mid-70s, a new, young team was emerging. Led by stars like Dennis Johnson and Gus Williams, the SuperSonics began to make their mark. By 1979, the SuperSonics were ready for their moment. With the leadership of coach Lenny Wilkens and a deep roster, they stormed through the playoffs to face the Washington Bullets in the NBA Finals. In a thrilling Game 5, the Sonics clinched their first NBA championship, defeating the Bullets 97-93. Seattle had its first ever NBA title, and the city erupted in celebration. That championship win cemented the SuperSonics as Seattle's pride, and their victory would be remembered as one of the great moments in NBA history. The SuperSonics' rise wasn't just about on-court success. It was a story of a city embracing its team and watching it grow from underdog to champions. And that spirit would define Seattle's love for basketball for years to come. Segment 2, Golden Years of the 90s. Fast forward to the 1990s, and the SuperSonics were firmly established as one of the NBA's top teams. The combination of the athletic Shawn Kemp and the legendary Gary Payton was unstoppable. Shawn Kemp, known for his high-flying dunks, paired perfectly with Gary Payton, a defensive mastermind who would go on to become one of the greatest point guards in NBA history. Together, they led the SuperSonics to a franchise record 64 wins in the 1993-94 season. Throughout the 1990s, the team was a mainstay in the playoffs, and in 1996, they reached the NBA Finals. But despite being heavily favored, they ultimately fell to Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls in a 4-2 series. That loss would mark the beginning of a slow decline for the team, even though their fan base remained loyal. Segment 3, The Decline. So, what went wrong for the SuperSonics after their 1996 Finals appearance? For starters, the team began to undergo significant changes. After the Finals loss, the management struggled to maintain the level of success they had achieved. The late 90s and early 2000s saw a revolving door of coaches and players. The departures of stars like Shawn Kemp, who was traded to Cleveland in 1997, left a huge hole. Despite efforts to rebuild, the team's performance began to decline rapidly. The ownership and management also faced criticism for not investing enough in the team's future, but the biggest factor in the decline? The looming issue of a new arena and the financial troubles of the franchise. This would be the beginning of what many fans saw as the death of the SuperSonics. Segment 4, The Fight for a New Arena. As the SuperSonics continued to struggle on the court, another issue was brewing off the court, the need for a new, modern arena to replace the aging Seattle Center Coliseum. In the early 2000s, the team's owners, led by media mogul Howard Schultz, began pushing for a new stadium. The debate over whether Seattle would build a new arena became one of the most heated topics in the city's history. Fans, politicians, and even business owners were divided over the issue, with some arguing that a new arena would help the team return to prominence, while others believed it was a waste of taxpayer money. Despite all of this, the ownership group failed to secure a deal with the city, and by 2006, tensions were high. The SuperSonics' future was starting to look uncertain, but there was still hope that a deal could be made. Segment 5: The Departure. But in 2007, after years of failed negotiations and ongoing frustration, the inevitable happened. The SuperSonics were sold to an Oklahoma City ownership group led by Clay Bennett, and just like that, the team was on the move. The move to Oklahoma City shocked the entire NBA community and devastated the fans of Seattle. The team was rebranded as the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the SuperSonics were no more. Seattle fans were outraged. They had supported the team through thick and thin, only to have it taken away. Lawsuits were filed, protests were held, but it was too late. The team was gone, and Seattle was left without an NBA franchise. Segment 6: The Aftermath. The departure of the SuperSonics marked the end of an era for basketball in Seattle, and the city's impact on the sport could not be ignored. In the years that followed, Seattle fans have remained vocal about their desire to bring an NBA team back to the city. To this day, many fans still hold on to hope that one day the SuperSonics will return. Seattle is a basketball city, and the love for the team is as strong as ever, but as we know, the NBA has yet to return to the Emerald City. Instead, the city has seen the rise of the Seattle Kraken in the NHL, proving that Seattle still has a thirst for professional sports. Segment 7: The Legacy. While the SuperSonics are no longer in Seattle, their legacy continues to live on. Players like Gary Payton, Shawn Kemp, and others have left an indelible mark on the sport. Even the Oklahoma City Thunder, which now carries the torch of the SuperSonics, recognizes its roots. The Sonics' impact on the NBA is undeniable. From their iconic green and gold jerseys to their thrilling playoff runs, their story is one of triumph, heartbreak, and, ultimately, hope for a future return. Outro. Well, there you have it, folks. The full story behind the rise and fall of the Seattle SuperSonics, and the shocking truth that many fans still struggle to come to terms with. Whether you're a die-hard SuperSonics fan or someone just learning about this legendary team, I hope this deep dive into their history has given you a whole new perspective on what really went down. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already. We've got plenty more content coming your way, covering untold stories, deep dives into your favorite teams, and more. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. And hey, if you have any thoughts, theories, or questions about the SuperSonics or anything related to the video, drop them in the comments below. I love hearing from you and getting into some healthy debates with all of you in the community. Remember, the truth can be shocking, but it's always worth uncovering. So, until next time, keep your passion for the game alive, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay tuned, and stay curious.